20 Negations of necessity and sufficiency. First, note carefully that necessary conditions are quite different from sufficient conditions. For example, taking all the exams is necessary for getting an A, but taking all the exams is not sufficient for getting an A. Similarly, getting a 100 is sufficient for getting an A, but getting a 100 is not necessary for getting an A. This suggests that we can combine necessity and sufficiency in a number of ways to obtain various statements about the relation between two events states of affairs. For example, we can say all the following, with respect to A and B. C1A is necessary for B. C2A is sufficient for B. C3A is not necessary for B. C4A is not sufficient for B. C5A is both necessary and sufficient for B. C6A is necessary but not sufficient for B. C7A is sufficient but not necessary for B. C8A is neither necessary nor sufficient for B. We have already discussed how to paraphrase C1, C2. In the present section, we consider how to paraphrase C3, C4, leaving C5, C8 to a later section. We start with the following example involving not necessary. 1 attendance is not necessary for passing logic. This may be regarded as the negation of 2 attendance is necessary for passing logic as seen earlier. The latter may be paraphrased and symbolized as follows. P2 If I do not attend class, then I will not pass logic S2AP. So the negation of 2, which is 1, may be paraphrased and symbolized as follows. P1 It is not true that if I do not attend class, then I will not pass logic S1AP. Notice, once again, that voodoo does not prevail in logic. There is no obvious simplification of the 3 negations in the formula. The negations do not simply cancel each other out. In particular, the latter is not equivalent to the following. Voodoo AP. The latter says roughly that attendance will ensure passing. This is, of course, not true. Your dog can attend every class, if you like, but it won't pass the course. The former says that attendance is not necessary for passing. This is true, in the sense that attendance is not an official requirement. Next, consider the following example involving not sufficient. 3 Taking all the exams is not sufficient for passing logic. This may be regarded as the negation of 4 Taking all the exams is sufficient for passing logic. The latter is paraphrased and symbolized as follows. P4 If I take all the exams, then I will pass logic S4EP. So the negation of 4, which is 3, may be paraphrased and symbolized as follows. P3 It is not true that if I take all the exams, then I will pass logic S4EP. As usual, there is no simple-minded voodoo transformation of the negation. The negation of an English conditional does not have a straightforward simplification. In particular, it is not equivalent to the following voodoo EP. The former says roughly that taking all the exams does not ensure passing. This is true. After all, you can fail all the exams. On the other hand, the latter says that if you don't take all the exams, then you won't pass. This is not true. A mere 70 on each of the first 3 exams will guarantee a pass, in which case you don't have to take all the exams in order to pass.